Marconi escapes pressure and throws an interception, and Grayson will return it for a touchdown. We are tied. Rocco Marconi scrambling away from a defender, and Grayson steps in front of the pass and scores. 3rd down and 5, 1 minute to go in the quarter. Still no Bulldog wideout has caught a pass. Hart is out of the shotgun with Baja to his left, and Hart will hand off on a delay. No, he won't. Sacked in the backfield, Joe Dazzo on a blitz, and he's poking fun at Jasper Hart down on the ground. Joe Dazzo, forget about David Baja, he just creams Jasper Hart, and it's another 4th down.
2nd and 9 to the 48. Honolulu just 1 timeout left. They get the ball, leaving about 30 seconds left. Hand off Parker. Parker's got the first down. Parker goes. Parker, back attack. Attack. Down to the 6-yard line. Ball game.
Between arguably the top 2 teams in the league coming up in a couple of weeks. 3rd down and 4. Zuli back to pass. Deep shot to Corky's wide open inside the 15 down to the 11-yard line.
Red Feather's going to have Brewski in the backfield, 2 wide receivers, and a tight end. Red Feather pump fakes once, right-hand side. That's going to be picked off! Picked off by O'Neal. Julius O'Neal with his first interception of the day.
It's panic time now for the Pride. Christensen throws. That's batted up in the air and intercepted. It's taken away and down the sideline goes number 20. Lucius Sanders put it on the board. Touchdown, Cleveland. Oh my goodness.
And here's the counter play to Zulu, and Ogun will go. He's his best run of the day, and Ogun Zulu will go for the touchdown. Wow, what a run by Ogun Zulu.
Unbelievable. And they're being very precise, like exactly what you wanted them coming out of the half. And Pickler dropping back. He's going to fire deep, and it's going to be caught. And he's at the 30 to the 20 to the 10 and taking it into the end zone. Nick Finch with a huge touchdown, and just, wow, what a play from the Gladiators, and the coverage there from the Tyrants. The DB went for the interception, and he came up with error.
1st and 10 from the 21 here. Just over 6 minutes to go in the 3rd. Chicago trying to uppercut this St. Louis Gladiators team and put them on the ropes. King, shotgun snap, moves in the pocket, fires deep down the field, caught at the back line! What a grab, and the first touchdown of Greg Soto's career is a spectacular one.
Greg Soto coming in replacing the retired J.C. Torres. Said, don't worry, Shane, I know you lost a great one.
This will be just under 32 yards for Otis Boudreau. On his left hash, the right footer stands ready. Spot is down, kick is up. It is good. Otis Boudreau does it again in walk-off fashion. Louisiana taking down Florida 20-19.
They go 4 wide with the tight end split out. Stopped over the middle, throws another interception, and this time it's Jack Brown.
That one's going in the house.
Touchdown at the 36.
They call this, Colin, the law of averages. You know, whenever there's this many interceptions going on in a game, one of them's bound to go back to the house and get some points, right?
Oh my goodness. Now multiple linebackers have an interception, but this time Jack Brown turns around and runs it into the end zone.
And I'll tell you something.
Deep drop for Dunhill. He's going to lob it deep. It's going to be caught. No one around him. He's going to be in. Touchdown. Forward Toros. Stephen Hacker does the robot and gets us off flying.
Good evening, SFL Nation. Welcome to the other side of the pond, London, England, for tonight's matchup here in the Queen's backyard between the London Knights and their division rival, the Canton Classics. This is Chad Rowland, your play-by-play commentator, and in here with me tonight is Alden Bleeker. Alden, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic. This is a game with some possible playoff implications on the line, and it's going to be interesting to see how that develops over the course of this game.
Yep, London is in the playoffs for sure. If they lose tonight, they could fall as low as 11th, but if they win, they still have a shot, Alden, with a top 4 seed. So what does London need to do tonight in order to try to secure that top 4 seed?
Well, first and foremost, they have a major advantage in playing at home. You know, it's very, very rare that you see London lose at home. And of course, the other thing is I think they have to get ahead and stay ahead of Canton. You know, we saw last week that big comeback against Queen City, and prior to that, a comeback that stalled out against Alamo City. And so I think that's really the secret, is to use your home field advantage as London, get ahead and stay ahead. You know, you have one of the top defenses in the entire SFL. Use that to your advantage and prevent Canton from making any progress.
Yep, and you brought up home field advantage. Queensway has not lost a regular season matchup at home since the season 18 opener versus Lone Star Glory, which is now known as Alamo City. So we'll be getting set here momentarily. Looks like London will be receiving the kick. And it's a beautiful night tonight here in London, 56 degrees, a little cloudy overcast. And the crowd is getting into it. Alden and I are getting into it. And we are set to go right now as Canton kicks this ball away. And they will be receiving this about their goal line, as Weary's going to bring that out to the 20, past the 25, down to the 26. And that is going to bring out a person who everybody has been talking about as an MVP candidate, quarterback Johnny Pickler.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look at all the things that he's accomplished. I mean, 2 touchdowns away from 30 on the season, 55 yards away from 4,000 passing yards on the season. I mean, my goodness, just a tremendous asset to his offense this season.
London coming out here in a power I formation. They're going to hand it off to the MVP from last season, Robert Merrill, as he doesn't get any gain on that run. And let's go through this London offense. Johnny Pickler in at quarterback. Robert Merrill is the halfback. Rob Noel is the fullback. Terrence Weary, Fox Highwind, and Van Callia are your receivers. Talon Steele is the tight end. Anthony Anderson is the left tackle. Perrin Abar is the left guard. And Demetrius Farmer is the right guard. 2nd and 10 from the 26. Pickler drops back, finds Robert Merrill on the screen pass, and tries to do a spin move, but good tackle there by Evan Lacey from the Canton Classics.
Well, and that's really been just something that we've seen all season from Johnny Pickler, his ability to make quick decisions on the fly. He sees that Robert Merrill is finding space in the open, and he just pitches and catches it. No question about his confidence in Robert Merrill.
3rd and 6 from the 34 wide set. Pickler looking over the middle, and that is going to be intercepted. And he's going to get that past the 40. And that is King Jamal there with the pick down to the 29. And if you're Canton, that's exactly how you want to start this game.
Well, yeah, definitely, for sure. And this was one of the big things that Canton were able to do so well in the win over Queen City last week. It was, I believe, either 6 or 7 interceptions in that win against Queen City, and that was such a big part of their win, is just keeping the ball out of the hands of Queen City. And you know, there is so much football left to be played in this game, but as you say, a fantastic start for the Canton defense here.
Canton getting a great start here on the London 29-yard line. Cameron Curtis brings them up to the line. 1st and 10. Curtis, short drop, tries to avoid the sack, does not avoid it at all, and is brought down by the defensive tackle, Cam Frosby.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, this is we're seeing on this first play the second most dominant offense, or defense rather, in the SFL last season, and that was part of how they did it, just sending the pressure.
Gun straight formation here. London look like they're going to press. It's a quick throw that is tipped away, And it looks like Brandon Ewing there on a deflection, 3rd and 13. Let's go through the Canton offense. Cameron Curtis in at quarterback. Robert Johnson is the halfback. Kane Hunter, the first-round pick, is the fullback. Kendra Wells, Al Dillapre Sr., and Mike Twinscrew are your wide receivers. Jack Wall is the tight end along with Bob Lung. Jacques LePancake and Girth Lord are your left tackle and left guard, respectively. Bunch formation set here out of the gun. London looking like they're going to try to press once again. 3rd and 13. Curtis drops back, looking, tries to fire over it. What a throw right there. Threads it right in between Russell and Ewing. What a great throw. What a great catch.
Yeah, absolutely. And just a case of Cameron Curtis breaking up the double coverage, finds the exact spot to leave it. And that is a fantastic setup. And they're deep in enemy territory now.
Yep, 1st and 10 from the 16. Out of the gun once again. Canton look like they're going to try to be aggressive. There's a short drop, a good little slant route right there by Kendra Wells. It's a first down, and they're going to be inside the 10, inside the 6.
Well, it was really, in last week in the win for Canton, it was really a double attack between Kendra Wells and Mike Twinscrew. And really, it sort of seems like the passing offense is picking up where they left off. Kendra Wells already with 10 yards on the day.
Yep, Canton, the 25th best passing offense in the league, 243 yards per game. Right now, they're looking pretty good. There's a screen pass over to Robert Johnson. He just gets past the 6 to the 5. Tony Roberto there on the tackle. Let's take a look at this London defense. William Davidson, Selwyn Lane are your ends, while Frank Stackhouse and Cam Frosby are your defensive tackles. Tony Roberto, Jacob Creech, and Telly Mac Scarborough are your outside linebackers. Brandon Ewing, Emmanuel Blackman, and Mike Jones are your corners. Anthony Wyo and Jack Russell are the safeties. Curtis drops back. He fakes over to Kane Hunter. Looks in the end zone. That is going to be tipped around and intercepted. Mike Jones getting the ball back here for London in the end zone. They're going to take that out to the 20.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to see this again here. Just, I mean, a good team play there. It looked like it was going to get dropped in the end zone, but you see there number 33 for London, and that is Anthony Wyo just sort of drops down and receives that one. Just a fantastic, almost a special teams play from London there.
Bunch formation out of the single back set. Pickler drops back. He's going to look to the outside. He finds Weary. That's going to be, they're going to mark him at the first down marker. They're going to give him that 1st and 10.
Just a great pass out towards the numbers. I mean, this is a fantastic pass by Johnny Pickler, and you see it's the offensive line giving him space. He just looks down the field. He finds very early in his progression, he finds the space, and he just is able to set up this dot right past the first down marker.
Power I formation once again, looking to give it to Merrill. Indeed they do. Merrill tries to break that tackle. He does not. And that is King Jamal again on the tackle. Let's take a look at this Canton defense. Chris Porter and Mike Gall are your defensive ends. Gary Burney and Adam Chance are your defensive tackles. Mark Gronick, Gary Clem, and Ace Singletary are your linebackers. Evan Lacey, Connor Darian are your corners. Frank Bernstein and Bob Funk are the free safeties. And as we just mentioned, King Jamal is the strong safety. Empty set here for Johnny Pickler. He's got 4 wide receivers out. Pickler, short drop, looking for the slant route. That is jumped, and that is intercepted again. Johnny Pickler has thrown 2 picks here in the first quarter.
It is really astounding what is happening with this Canton secondary. I mean, like we said last week, I believe it was 6 picks that Canton were able to take, and again, we're just seeing it. There's just some sort of mojo where Canton, the ball is being magnetized towards their hands on the secondary. I mean, this is very scary, even when you have such a good quarterback as Johnny Pickler.
Single back formation, short drop. He tries to avoid the sack. Does not happen. Cam Frosby in the backfield once again with the sack.
Yeah, and a continuation on defense by London, just sending the pressure. You know, we saw that it was the pressure that set them up at the start of that drive, and then the pressure that caused the interception in the end zone.
2nd and 13 from the 42. There's a penalty on the play, and that is going to go nowhere. Let's see what R62 has to say about the flag on the play. That is going to be offsides. Encroachment there by Selwyn Lane, the 4-season veteran. We talked a little bit about Cam Frosby, Alden. I mean, he is their definite pressure up the middle. He is the guy that gets things done sack-wise. This season so far, he's got 12 sacks coming into this ballgame.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you say, last week had a pretty good game as well. 4 tackles, including 2 for a loss and a sack. You know, like you say, he is really the heart and soul of this defense.
And look at Robert Johnson bearing his way through, trying to go up the middle, gets a good amount of yardage on it. It's going to set up 3rd and 4 here for Canton.
Yeah, and this is really just good tenacity by London to stick with this. You know, you've given up 2 interceptions, you know, and we're able to get one back in the end zone, but you just gotta, sometimes in this game, you gotta have a short memory and get back out there, just do the things that you're supposed to do on defense and hope you can get the ball back.
And there's going to be a screen out of the Twins set to Robert Johnson. He's going to get the first down just past the 30, down to the 28.
Yeah, and again, this is something that Canton really excelled at last week as well, is just sort of not worrying about getting the ball all the way downfield or taking these, you know, heroic athletic shots, but just getting the ball past the first down, marker.
Robert Johnson up the middle. That is going to be stopped there again. That was William Davidson this time. The 11th-season veteran, 3-time All-Star William Davidson there on the tackle. And we discussed this before the game, but Canton, obviously, their scoring offense is a little low. They're worst in the league. And so far, I mean, in this first quarter, London's been giving them all the opportunities with 2 interceptions.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's something that
Curtis drops back, and he is going to get sacked again. And this time was William Davidson there. And I got to tell you, I mean, these receivers for Canton are not helping Curtis out. They're not getting open, and the pocket collapsing, and these London Knights getting the sack.
No, absolutely. And that's really something that's been typical, you know, all season. Canton, in their last 6 games, have scored 6 points on average in the first quarter.
Curtis drops back, looking over the middle, finds Kendra Wells. That's going to be a first down past the 20 to the 15-yard line, and Canton once again is in the red zone.
Yeah, and but that being said, you know, they've scored 6 points on average, but these past couple weeks, this connection between Cameron Curtis and Kendra Wells has really been, you know, something to behold. Kendra Wells doing a great job running the short corner out there and just marching this team down the field.
1st and 10 from the 15, 3:40 to go here in the first quarter. Still tied at 0. Curtis, short drop, looking, finds that slant route again. That is going to be caught by Wells down to the 3-yard line.
And just again, you know, really not trying to just jam it in the end zone like some teams might like to do. Just being a little more humble in their strategy, just trying to get it past the first down marker. And it's really worked for them on this drive.
1st and goal from the first 3. That's a handle to Johnson up the middle, and he does not get in. I thought maybe he crossed the goal line there, Alden, but they are not going to give it to him. They're down to the 1.
Yeah, maybe worth a challenge here. I guess we'll see whether they agree or not. And no.
Yep, no challenge there. Looked like he did cross the goal line, but maybe the ball did not. There's 2nd and goal here from the 1. Power I formation once again. There's the handoff to Johnson, and he's going to get in that time. That is a touchdown. Canton opens up with the lead.
Well, it's like we said, Canton have struggled to put points on the board in the first quarter here, but these past 6 games. But this is a very good first quarter for them. The 2 interceptions, and you know, gave up the interception in the end zone last time, but they do a much better job converting on their interception. The passes between Cameron Curtis and Kendra Wells just really helping them march down the field here, and the runs by Robert Johnson as well.
And that indeed it has been. And this coming from our stats team. Thank you once again to Stephen Hacker and Top Kiefer. But this is Canton's first quarter touchdown in nearly 2 months. So if that tells you how this season's been so far for the Classics, I don't know what else will. But they do indeed have the lead here in Queensway, which is something that a lot of teams can't say they had.
Well, yeah, exactly, and that's what I was gonna say is that it's such a rarity to be ahead of London at home. I think Canton, that's what they're gonna try to build on here.
And they're going to receive that inside the goal line. Terrence Weary getting hit hard there by Bob Lung, and he's going to get that out to the 21. Johnny Pickler's got to come out once again and shake off those 2 interceptions he's thrown so far in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's really sort of the MVP mentality of, well, bad stuff happened. All you can really do is just get back out there and go again, and you just gotta put it out of your mind.
1st and 10 from the 21. Canton maybe trying to bring some heat. Pickler drops back, looks for the screen pass. He finds Robert Merrill, and that's a little spin move there to the outside. Merrill gets the first down and takes it up to the 32-yard line.
I mean, my goodness, what a move by Robert Merrill. I mean, just a great job finding the space on the outside, and this design screen pass. Oh man, just puts his man in the spin cycle and picks up the extra yardage. A great job, a great play drawn up by London, and a great job executing it to get past the first down marker here.
1st and 10 from the 32. 1 wide receiver at the bottom of your screen. That is Vin Calia. Pickler drops back, looks for Merrill again. Merrill drops it. That is something you don't see every day. Robert Merrill, one of the surest hands running backs in the entire SFL, with a drop.
Yeah, and I mean that hit him in the hands. That's just so unfortunate to see. It's a great pitch, it's a great pass and a great opportunity to catch, but just sort of bounces away.
2nd and 10 here from the 32. Pickler drops back, finds Merrill again. This time he keeps his hands on it, and he's going to be tackled there in the open field. Great open field tackle there by Connor Darien. That's going to be 3rd and 4.
Yeah, but I think a positive thing to look at there is just the confidence of Merrill as a receiver. We saw that big spin move that he put on previously, and now he's just sort of juking and dancing against his mark here. It really showing some confidence.
3rd and 4 here. Tight end flex to the slot. Pickler looking for the out route. Finds his man. That is Fox Highwind. That's his first catch of the day, and that's a 1st down.
Yeah, and that will give so much mental space to London. They've given up these 2 interceptions, and maybe starting to worry that they weren't going to do as well on this drive, but they get to the 50-yard line just about, and that is going to do so much for them mentally.
Pickler drops back, looking over the middle, finds his target, and that is Vin Calia right there, getting his first catch of the night, and they are down to the Canton 31.
Man, and what a pass by Johnny Pickler. I mean, look at this. Just look at this route. Just takes a little slash towards the middle of the field where there is absolutely no one to stop him. What a fantastic pass by Johnny Pickler.
Yeah, Pickler trying to show that he is indeed an MVP candidate so far, trying to tie this game up here at the end of the first, as London been looking a little on the conservative side when it comes to this, and that's going to be 1st and 10 from the 31. Pickler drops back, looking. He finds Merrill again in the screen game. He's going to break a tackle, and that's going to be out about a gain of 4, and that's going to set up 2nd and 6.
Yeah, and this is a much improved drive from London. This is the sort of thing that we would expect London to do at home, and they, to their credit, as I was saying, sometimes you got to have a short memory in this game, and they've done a good job shaking off those 2 interceptions.
2nd and 6 here. Clock winding down in the first quarter. It's going to be a handoff to Robert Merrill. He's going to get through the line. He's going to do a spin move and get down for about a gain of 5. That's going to set up 3rd and short here for the Knights. And that is going to close it out here in the first quarter. This is something we thought we'd see. Canton with the lead here. The score is 7-0. We'll be right back here on SFL on YouTube. And we are back here in Queensway in London, England. Chad, Roland, Alden, Bleeker here in the booth. Stephen Hacker and Top Kiefer are in the stats truck doing all the legwork for us, and Cameron Irvine producing the game as Pickler's going to step back and hit that screen pass over there to Robert Merrill again. Merrill with a spin move, tries to do a juke move, doesn't get past. It's going to be first down at the 13.
Oh my goodness, and that was just one of the most beautiful designed screen passes you're ever going to see. I mean, just take a look at this. Just pitch and catch, perfect spiral, spin cycle, almost jukes him. My goodness, the confidence of this London offense. And one thing to look at, a milestone that has passed, Johnny Pickler has achieved 4,000 passing yards on the season. He needs 2 touchdowns to have 30 on the year.
And there's one right there, Alden. Touchdown, London to Fox Highwind.
And this has just been a complete offensive drive by London. They've been up against so much so far with these 2 interceptions, but they put it all behind them. They work as a team to march down the field, and the sheer confidence of Johnny Pickler and Robert Merrill really combine to show off every weapon that London has on offense. That was just a fantastic team performance on offense.
9 plays, 79-yard drive with a 13-yard touchdown pass to Fox Highwind. And here comes JT Delaney out to kick the field goal for the extra point. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is good. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on a virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, it's football for everyone. And Alden, as you can see here, London strikes back, and Canton's going to have to try to find an answer here to try to keep this league going.
Yeah, absolutely. Canton slightly better on average in the second quarter, 33 points in their last 6 games, and they're going to need it.
And that is going to be taken out to the 28 as Cameron Curtis is going to bring that offense back out once again. And as you alluded to, Canton in the last 6 games, 33 points in the second quarter. So this is when Canton normally tries to strike and tries to get an early halftime lead.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's as we were talking both on mic and off mic, it's really what they need against London more than they've ever needed a lead.
1st and 10 from the 28. Curtis drops back quickly, fires it over the middle. That is going to be, I believe, Jack Wall there. It is Jack Wall with his first catch of the night.
Hashtag throw it to the tight end, proving once again to be a solid offensive theory. Just throw it up into the air and have the big man grab it. That was another big part of the offense for Canton last week in that successful comeback against Queen City. And you know, it's a third piece to that a 2-piece attack with Kendra Wells and Mike Twins' crew.
1st and 10 from the 39. There's a handoff to Robert Johnson. He's going to try to barrel his way up the middle. That is going to be stopped there. Cam Frosby right there along with the birthday boy, Tony Roberto, in there. Happy birthday to Tony Roberto if you're in the chat.
Yeah, absolutely. And a big stop in the sense that, you know, London really would love to get a stop with Canton in their own end.
Curtis drops back, and oh, that was interesting play there. It looked like there could have been a pass interference call. Looked like maybe Jack Wall got caught up with Jack Russell.
Yeah, not something that you can challenge, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely probably the correct play there, to throw to the big man in the middle of the field, like we were saying. But yeah, just so stern, the defense by London on this drive.
3rd and 6 from the 43. 3 wide receiver set here for the Classics. Curtis, short drop. Looking for that slant route. That is caught. Beautiful throw there to Al Dillapre Sr. That's a first down for Canton.
Yeah, through traffic is this pass. We're going to see this again. It's Al Dillapre Sr., the receiver, and just a great job. The patience and the touch to just put this past double coverage and get it into the hands of his receiver. That is just fantastic stuff.
Canton coming up to the line. 3 wide receiver set once again out of the I formation. That's going to be a handoff to Johnson. He's got a little bit of an opening up the middle there, and he's going to get a gain of 7 on that run. Good stop there by Telemax Scarborough along with Jack Russell.
Yeah, and Canton are doing what you need them to do if you're a fan of Canton is and just marching down the field little by little. You know that this London defense can send so much pressure at you, and so they can force you to make mistakes if you let them. But if you just march little by little, that can be a very solid offensive strategy if you're Canton.
2nd and 3. Curtis is trying to run away. He cannot run away at all. William Davidson gets back there once again for another sack.
And man, I was gonna call this a coverage sack, but he just blows through the offensive line. I mean, a poor center could not even get their feet set. William Davidson, man, have a day, a sack and 4 tackles to his name so far.
That was actually the right guard, I think, Ed Pritchard. There was the one who got burned on that. Empty set out of the gun, 5 wide. Curtis looking deep down the field the first time, and that is going to be intercepted. Anthony Wayo. We haven't called his name all night, but there he is, the 11th season veteran with his first pick of the evening.
Well, and there we go. That is something that London have been looking for all game ever since that first pick, is the ability to get it back. Runs over a referee to get to it, but just out athleticisms his mark there and is able to get to it and just jump up into the air. He outruns the route, and that is a great play on defense. And London, not in the best field position that they'll see all game, but in the grand scheme of things, they're in a pretty good position.
Yep, Anthony Wayo, if you know him in a chat, he is ruthless as all get out can be, and he does that to the referee. Johnny Pickler drops back, looking to the outside, finds Van Calia. That's going to be just short of the first down, out to the 27-yard line. Alden, I got to tell you, the SFL convention, I'm excited about this. It's coming to Cincinnati, Ohio, July 28th through the 30th for season 21 kickoff weekend. For room reservation details and the weekend schedule, see the convention alerts channel in the SFL Discord server. Rooms are going fast. Some have already sold out. Reserve your special group rate today. We will see you there. And I'm going to imagine that those will all sell out. Pickler drops back, looking for Merrill once again. He finds it, gets the first down, gets out to the 33-yard line.
Yeah, Skyline Chili is not going to know what hit him when the SFL convention comes to town.
There you
go. but just a great job pitch and catch by Johnny Pickler there, and he really has shown so many leadership qualities, so many of those tools that has him in the conversation for the MVP today. It's tough to take those 2 interceptions, but they've done such a fantastic job to bounce back.
Pickler drops back. Merrill once again. That's to be his favorite target with a spin move. He's got the first down. A little bit more. Look at this. Merrill getting out past midfield, out to the 46-yard line. Robert Merrill, effective on the run game and always extremely dangerous in the passing game as a former wide receiver.
Robert Merrill, the one-man human highlight reel this afternoon. I mean, my goodness, makes an athletic stab, spins, hurdles. I mean, you're having to send multiple guys at him just to bring him down. I mean, the sheer athleticism of this man, my goodness.
Gary Clem could not make that tackle there. The 5-season veteran just got burnt. There's a little shot there of Mark Gronick. 1st and 10 from the 46. Pickler drops back. Merrill once again, and that is going to be, tries to do a spin move to go around both of them, but that does not work as Bob Funk there with the tackle.
Man, and Robert Merrill, he's just having fun out there. I mean, it's really, you're always pulling for a good game of football, whether you're a fan or a broadcaster or a player, but I mean, he's just having fun out there. It's really one of those things where you're looking at Robert Merrill wondering, okay, what's he going to do next?
Pickler 13 of 16 tonight. He does have 2 picks. There's going to be one over the middle, and that was to Rob Noel. That was his first target of the night, and he just simply dropped it.
Yeah, another case of getting hit in the hands and dropping it. Oh my goodness! And it was a great pass by Johnny Pickler to be fair. I mean, just sometimes it hits you in the hands real hard, and you reflexively your hands open up out of survival instinct.
3rd and 5 here, single right formation for the Knights. Pickler, short drop, looking, finds the out route, and that is Van Calia, gets the first down and keeps the feet in bounds, and London's going to go no huddle. They like something they see here in this Canton defense. Pickler, short drop once again, he pump fakes, looking for the outside, finds this time Fox Highwind on the other side with a gain of 4.
Yeah, it seems like it's a mismatch in that low to medium part of the field that they're trying to take advantage of here.
Yeah, you would think they try to play off, but they don't. That's a handoff to Robert Merrill up the middle, wide open, first down for London, and they're going to continue to stay out of this formation. It looks like this time Canton's going to actually try to press them, and that's going to be another handoff to Merrill. And what a tackle there. That was Mark Gronick in there on the tackle, as now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
They, in addition to the mismatch, they may be just trying to avoid the 2-minute warning.
And there's another out route once again. Fox High when he goes out of bounds. Now it's going to set up 3rd and 4. This is kind of interesting. Let's see if Canton tries to press and tries to keep them in front. Pickler once again drops back. Look, he finds Vin Callia. He gets the first down. Vin Callia, the seasoned veteran, knowing where to put his feet, knows where the first down marker is.
Yeah, and that was a frenetic sequence by London there, but we see that they're able to take advantage of this mismatch in the low to midfield like we saw, and Canton were able to almost adjust, but the ability to just keep Canton off balance was so crucial there.
5 wide here for London. Pickler out of the gun, drops, tries to throw on the run. It does indeed make the catch. What a little play there. And that was caught by the backup tight end. Or actually the backup wide receiver, Amari Addison, with the catch.
Yeah, that was the funkiest little pass you'll see all day. Just sort of a little flick of the wrist, like he was making a layup.
Johnny Pickler trying to show you he's not just a pocket passer or a handoff quarterback. He can throw on the run. Pickler drops back once again. He throws it over to the backup running back, it looks like, and that's going to be a touchdown for London. LaMichael Kelly there with the screen catch, and that is a touchdown for London. They extend the lead.
And this was just such a great drive by London. I mean, they set it up themselves with the interception, and we're going to see a great screen pass by Johnny Pickler. So, and that is yet another a milestone for Johnny Pickler. Earlier in this game, he hit 4,000 on the season, and that is his 30th touchdown pass of the season. And, you know, we've talked about the rumblings of Johnny Pickler for MVP, and, you know, certainly those milestones you would have to think would strengthen his case.
And that's kind of a bad snap right there, but they were able to recover. Delaney kicks it up and good, so London is going to get their first lead of the night, as it is now 14-7.
Yeah,
so if you miss any... Go ahead.
Go on.
If you miss any SFL action, check out the highlights of SFL games on SFL YouTube channel and on Highlight Nation, provided by Victor's Valiant, YouTube's premier sports highlight maker. Subscribe to Highlight Nation and Victor's Valiant on YouTube for all your sports highlights needs. And I always say this in every broadcast, Aldo, but I always enjoy Victor's work when it comes to the XFL, because I'm a XFL fan and never really get the chance to watch their games, so I always go back and watch the highlights.
Yeah, and they do a fantastic job with our highlights. You know, always happy when I see one of those videos pop up on the SFL channel for sure.
And as you can see, the domination of London's offense so far, 179 total yards tonight. Not really much in the run game, but it's been all on the arm of MVP hopeful Johnny Pickler. 1st and 10 from the 22. 3 wide receivers at the bottom of the screen. There's a screen pass, or a slant route, out to Jack Wall, and that's going to be a gain of 8.
Yeah, knee goes down behind the first down marker, but that is just so much forward momentum. I mean, usually the way we see Jack Wall used is sort of, you know, tall ball style, where just you put the ball up and have him use those big long arms to reach up and grab it. But using him a bit more athletically, slant routes and forward routes here.
2nd and 2 from the 30. There's going to be a run up to Robert Johnson. He gets past the first tackle. He does not get past Jacob Creech, as that's going to set up 3rd and inches. They do not give him the first down.
Oh man, and that is so close. That is, I think, challengeably close. But Canton are going to have to suck it up and be very gritty here. Just run it up the gut, I would imagine.
Jacob Creech, the 18th overall selection in this past draft for the tackle, and he does another one once again right there. But this time, Robert Johnson gets the first down up to the 34.
Yeah, and that's something that that Canton were really able to do well on the run game last week. Robert Johnson was able to find that space up the gut, and hasn't really been able to get the runs up the gut, the longer runs up the gut like he was last week. But getting the first down was something he was able to do up the gut as
And
well.
Robert Johnson finds the seam up the middle there. That's going to be a gain of 9, and that's going to set up 2nd and 1 here for the Classics.
And honestly, in some ways, it's kind of spooky, the similarities between Robert Johnson's game today and his game last week, where he just, last week sort of struggled to get really the run going, and then he just sort of found it up the gut, and that's kind of what we saw over these last couple plays.
And there's another handoff to Johnson going up the middle. He's going to get the first down and more past midfield out to the 47. And yes, Robert Merrill, as you touched on this past weekend, Alden, 29 carries for 94 yards, 2 touchdowns against Queen City in that victory.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he was as much as you could say that Cameron Curtis and Kendra Wells and Mike Twinscrew and Jack Wall were a part of that comeback and a part of that victory. I mean, yeah, Robert Johnson finding his form was a big part of it as well. And so, it seems like they've recognized that was part of it and are now trying to incorporate it into their strategy this week.
Done straight now, the all slants hitting Jack Wall right there with a gain of 8. That's going to set up 2nd and 2.
That's a much more typical play of what we see from Jack Wall. Like I said, just sort of tall ball style, reach up and grab the ball.
And that is going to bring us here to the 2-minute warning here in Queensway, London, with a 14-7 lead over the Canton Classics. We'll be right back here on SFL on YouTube. And we are back here in the Queen's backyard in Queensway. Chad Rowland, Alden Bleeker in the booth. Stephen Hacker and Top Kiefer in the stats truck. Cameron Irvine producing the game as Robert Johnson gets a first down. And I'll tell you what, if Wyo did not wrap him up on that tackle, Robert Johnson could have went for 6.
Yeah, no kidding. Very tough run up the middle. I mean, just staying up in spite of having 3 or 4 guys wrapping him up. I mean, that's just supreme toughness on display.
4 wide receiver set here for the Classics. London looking like they're going to press up again. That's going to be a pitch out there, and Robert Johnson about dropped it. Roberto Maya had an opportunity there for a birthday pick 6, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, I was going to say extremely dangerous little flub there with attempting to pull that one in. Oh man, if he had been able to receive that, or had been able to intercept that rather, there would have been absolutely nothing but green grass in front of him.
2nd and 10 from the 33. Curtis, deep drop. Pocket looks like it's going to collapse, and that is going to be caught by Twinscrew behind the line. And that shows you what that defense of London was doing. They were able to press up, throw Twinscrew off his route. He had to come back to get the ball.
Yeah, that's really been sort of the strategy of London on this pass defense, is trying to prevent Kendra Wells from getting open, trying to prevent Mike Twinscrew from getting open, and limiting the damage that Jack Wall's size can really do on offense.
Queensway crowd getting into it. Al Dillapre Sr. with the catch, and that's going to be just short. And then they're going to have to settle for a field goal as Canton actually calls a timeout.
Yeah, and this I think really has to have to tip the hat to London. Like we said, in the last 6 games, Canton has scored 33 points in the 2nd quarter, and we'll have to see the results of this field goal, but that would only be 3 points added to that total. So a great job holding the line by London's defense.
Rob M's coming out here for his first field goal of the night. High snap, good hold, kick is up, and it is good from 42 as Canton is going to cut into that lead to make it 14-10.
Yeah, and this... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
The Canton Classics Esports SFL team is yet again trying to raise awareness and money for the American Cancer Society. The campaign runs until the end of the SFL Season 20 Championship on May 12th. Every donation makes a difference, and no contribution is too little. Join us in the fight against cancer at pledgeit.org/season20. And shout out to the Classics organization there for doing some good charitable work, trying to find a cure to the disgusting disease of cancer. As that is going to be kicked away there. They're going to receive that from about the 2-yard line as Weary's going to bring it up past the 20 and take it past the 25-yard, or take it to the 22-yard line. And London will probably more than likely, Alden, just run this clock out to end the half.
Yeah, I certainly think so. And it's been a really good half for Canton. You know, despite being behind, you know, London has such a huge advantage at home historically, and just to hang in there and get 10 points, I think really has been tough for them.
And there's a good run there by Merrill to the outside. He gets a first down, and Morey breaks the tackle, gets out to the 45, and London with the timeout there. And now with that run, Alden, in this situation, I can see London maybe trying to squeeze out 3 points here before the end of the half.
Yeah, just as we were saying, just take the ball into the half and don't do anything stupid. I mean, yeah, it almost seems like you would try. You know, you got 3 timeouts, so you don't even have to throw it necessarily. You can just sort of run it down the field and get into position that way.
1st and 10 from the 45, just under a minute to go here in the first half. Bunch set at the bottom of the screen for London. Pickler drops back, looking deep down the sideline. That is going to be intercepted. Bob Funk gets it past midfield, and he may be able to take this to the house. He's going to get past down to the 21-yard line, and London trying to be aggressive might cost them a lead here, Alden.
It boggles my mind. I mean, as I said earlier in this game, there's just some sort of whatever the positive version of voodoo is cast over the Canton defense. Just their ability to attract the ball to their hands is second to none. You know, like we said, last week in the win over Queen City, they had 6 interceptions. They now have 3 interceptions in the first half, and they have set themselves up, by the way, in absolutely amazing field position.
1st and 10 from the 21. Canton drops back, pocket is good, throws it, and probably should have just dropped that. Loss of 2 on the play, and I got to tell you, I mean, we talked about Johnny Pickler looking like an MVP, and right now Canton's secondary looking like the MVP so far in today's game.
Yeah, if there was a unit MVP that we could give out, yeah, definitely you'd have to have them at least in the discussion.
2nd and 12, 29 seconds to go here in the half. Canton already in field goal range. I don't know if they're going to try to be aggressive and go for a touchdown or not. Drops back, looks over the middle, finds Jack Wall, and he was able to just shove Brandon Ewing out of the way as he gets down to the 10. Canton taking their second timeout.
Yeah, stiff arm as he was going down to get across the first down line. I mean, we talk a lot about how Jack Wall plays sort of the role of the enforcer, the big man on this Canton offense, but you really see it in action there.
And this is going to bring Canton's offense to the line. 1st and goal from the 10. 4 wide set. London pressing. Look for the slant route in the middle from the slot receiver. Drops back. And that is going to be tipped away. Emmanuel Blackman with the deflection, and that's going to be 2nd down.
Yeah, a very dangerous swat. If he'd been able to get 2 hands on it, I mean, that would have been going the other way.
So 21 seconds left, and there's a shot of Emmanuel Blackman, who just made that great deflection. 2 wide receivers, 1 on each side of the formation. Curtis, short drop, and he gets hit as he throws. Cam Frosby bringing the pressure once again, and that's going to set up 3rd and goal.
Yeah, Cam Frosby has been such a big part of the London defense today, as we said. 3 tackles, including 2 for a loss and 2 sacks, his line so far here today. I mean, he has just been a menace on that front line for London.
3rd and goal here, gun straight. Look for the all slants in the middle. And it is all slants. Jack Wall, and that's going to be tipped away. Look at the birthday boy, Tony Roberto, jumping the route, knowing what was going to happen, knowing that was going to go to Jack Wall, and it stops him from scoring a touchdown. The Canton's got to settle for a field goal.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very smart play defensively by London. I mean, you know, Jack Wall is so physical and so able to just sort of reach up and go for the ball. And, you know, Canton not able to take the lead, but I mean, I think they'll be happy to walk away with 3 points when it was looking like London were just going to run out the clock.
Yeah, it looked like London was going to have an opportunity to maybe even add more points to their board. And Canton's got to be very happy that they get to settle for at least something. And the kick is up and is good from 27 yards out. They cut into the lead once again, 14-13. London with a 1-point lead here at home.
Yeah, and Canton, we'll talk about this more in the second half, but Canton historically, statistically, have been a second half team, you know, based on their average points per quarter in the last 6. But Canton, you know, this is essentially a 2-for-1 for them because they get the ball back in the second half.
And Weary's going to take that out from the 2, as that is going to be Bob Lung again with the tackle. And you're right, Alden. I mean, they just scored. They're going to get the ball back here after this 9 seconds is run off, and Canton could look for the situation where they could try to take the lead in this game.
Yeah, I mean, you almost have to feel like this is a best case scenario for Canton heading into the second half.
Let's see what London does here. More than likely, they'll probably just run this out. 1st and 10 from the 23. Pickler, deep drop, and he is looking deep down the middle of the field. That is caught.
Oh, my God.
And that is caught by Vin Calia. And that is going to be the second timeout for London. They are at the 49, 3 seconds to go.
Man, and you think Liam Crowder has some trust in Johnny Pickler's arm? I mean, throwing on a pass where you would normally be running it to run out the clock. My goodness.
Leave it to London to be the team that when you think you should run, you just go ahead and throw the ball. 3 seconds left here. They're going to try to take a shot in the end zone. You can see the 4 wide up top there. As Pickler hoping that the offensive line will hold enough to get a play downfield. Pickler drops back. The pocket is good. He's going to throw this deep down into the end zone, and that is going to be tipped away and intercepted, actually. King Jamal with another interception. Actually, take it back, as Connor Darien there with the pick, and that is going to do it here for the first half as London with the lead here, 14-13, and tipping away there. Looked like a hit off the helmet of Calia. Darien there with the interception. And that is going to do it here for the first half as London with the lead here, 14-13. Alden, what has been your impression of this game so far?
I mean, it's so hard to determine how this is going to go because, you know, London historically have such a strong advantage at home, but Canton have done such a good job neutralizing it. I mean, Cameron Curtis has had a fantastic day under center. I mean, this Canton secondary has spread out 4 interceptions between them. And, you know, yeah, Johnny Pickler has crossed multiple, you know, season milestones on the season, you know, with the 4,000 passing yards and the 30 passing touchdowns. But, and we'll get more into this into the second half. I mean, Canton in these past 6 games in the back half of this season have been much better in the second half. So if Canton have been hanging in there with London, you know, through the first half where they historically struggle, this could really be an uphill fight for London in the second half. If they could have a fight at home in a way that they're really not used to.
Yeah, Canton in this first half had 12 minutes of time possession. London with only 9 minutes of time of possession. So Canton's been controlling the ball a little bit longer, but London with the 1-point lead. And if you're Canton, Alden, what do you got to do in the second half to be able to not only take the lead but try to get the victory in this game?
There's 2 major keys, and you know, one of them is easier said than done, which is keep getting interceptions. I mean, I think if it was that easy, every team would have that on their whiteboard every single week, get more interceptions. But, you know, it's really been such a key part of their success is limiting London's points and limiting London's field position, these interceptions, and setting things up in a way that sometimes would even be better than if they had received a punt. You know, and the second key, I think, is to continue the passing attack with Cameron Curtis, Kendra Wells, and Mike Twinscrew, and continue to open up space for Robert Johnson. You know, he was starting to find, you know, space up the middle on the run, and you know, we saw in the game against Queen City last week where he finds space up the middle, and that tends to open up his confidence and allows him to open up space for himself. So those are the two big keys, I think, for Canton.
All right, and we'll see exactly what they have to do here. This, as you alluded to, Alden, this is a second half team. They are a way better offensive team in the second half than they are in the first half. In the past 6 games, as we said, Canton in the third quarter, 24 points. Canton in the fourth quarter, 46. So when the chips are down and it's against them, they like to get that offense going in a hurry. So the crowd getting wild here in Queensway. We're getting set to go here. Canton is going to receive the kick as we'll be getting ready here to be JT Delaney putting the ball on the tee for us. And I got to tell you, I mean, the last game that these guys played, Canton won the game 21-16 earlier in the season. It was a defensive battle. It's been kind of that way so far.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, the thing that's been really so definitional is the interceptions by Canton.
And Dillapre Sr. is going to get past the 30. He's going to get past the 35 and get down to about the 37. That's an excellent return there by Al Dillapre Sr. as Canton's going to come out here with some good field position.
Yeah, absolutely. And Canton, you know, as we said, 24 points in the last 6 games in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, 46 points in the last 6 games. That is more than they have scored in their last 6 first halves combined. So I think Canton are not scared to be a second half team here.
Curtis drops back, looking, he fires, and that's going to be tipped away. It looked like Blackman there on the deflection. And I think, I mean, they went for Kendra Wells, but I think the other receiver that was in the middle right there was way more open than Kendra Wells was.
Yeah, and that can be sort of the double-edged sword when you have a receiver that you have a good connection with, who's having a good day, is you can over-rely on them if such a thing is possible. And, you know, if they start dropping a pass or two, it can really kind of rattle your rhythm on offense.
3 catches for 36 yards so far tonight for Kendra Wells. 2nd and 10 from the 37. Curtis, very short drop, and that is going to be taken down. Cam Frosby again. This is something that Canton needs to fix in the second half. Quit dropping back only 1-step dropbacks. Cam Frosby's there all day.
Yeah, his 3rd sack on the day. I mean, how do you stop this guy when he's just tearing through your offensive line?
Well, this is how you stop it right here. Going into the gun formation here. Bunch set out of the gun. 3rd and 13. Curtis, short drop, looking, and he tips away. That was Brandon Ewing with the tip. Russell had an opportunity for the pick, but does not get it as Canton's going to go 3 and out.
Well, that is an emphatic defensive sequence by London. Coming out here, realizing that they need to get the ball out of Canton's hands as fast as they can, and they do exactly that. You know, even the bunch set really not quite enough to prevent the coverage from London.
Reddington James III coming out to make the punt here for Canton. As Weary will be set to return it. With the opportunity to block it, they get close. But James gets it out in time with a fair catch from the 29-yard line. And that's going to bring out Johnny Pickler and company once again for the first drive of the second half.
Yeah, and if you're Johnny Pickler, if you're London, I think the big thing is, you know, you did great on defense. Now you got to come out here and put sort of an exclamation point on it. Show that, you know, that first half where you struggled, where you put up 4 interceptions, that's not going to be typical of what you do in the second half here.
Pickler drops back, looking for Merrill again. He finds him, and that's going to be a spin move there by Merrill. Gets past the 35, down to the 36. He's going to set up 2nd and 3.
Yeah, and man, it's just been so special. Robert Merrill, his ability to catch the ball on these screen passes and then just use his athleticism to get to the outside and make the defenders miss.
2nd and 3 from the 36. Canton looks like they might try to bring the heat from the side. Pickler finding Robert Merrill, gets the first down and more. Merrill with the broken tackle. Bob Funk there with the stop, as that's going to be 1st and 10 from the 48. And looks like Evan Lacey was injured on the play.
Yeah, and man, Robert Merrill is just so hard to stop. I mean, not just a broken tackle, but I mean, just completely made his mark, misjudged there. Just a fantastic display of athleticism and geometry, even, I would say.
Well, this will be interesting because they only have 2 corners on this roster, Evan Lacey and Connor Darian. So Lacey coming out means they're going to be a little bit weaker. Pickler going to the outside. He's going to find Fox Highwind there, and that's going to be 2nd and 5.
Yeah, little pitch and catch, and as you say, you know, that's it's tough. I mean, you know, Canton have really done a fantastic job. Their secondary, all things considered, getting these interceptions, but you know, it's really been such a team effort too to set them up.
And that is going to bring in Evan Gray, the backup corner here for Canton. Pickler drops back, looking, finds Robert Merrill. That's has been his favorite target all day, as Merrill does just get past the first down marker. They're going to mark him at the 42, 1st down, London.
Yeah, and this is sort of, you know, what we were talking about, where Robert Johnson likes to run up the gut. I mean, these screen passes that are getting them space up the middle too.
1st and 10 from the 42. 4 wide receiver set. Running back off to his left. And that's going to be a handoff to Merrill. He does a spin move, does another spin move. And man, I'll tell you what, he was just breaking tackles left and right. And he gets a gain of 8.
Looking like a Beyblade out there, just spinning and changing directions. I mean, just heroic. I don't feel like we can praise it enough. Just a heroic level of athleticism being shown by Robert Merrill, and just showing that trust and respect for his quarterback here.
Like a brand new washer, the spin cycle working just fine. Pickler drops back, the pocket collapsing, gets tipped away and tipped away again, as that is going to be incomplete. Looking like it actually went through one London receiver's hands to another London receiver's hands and falls down.
Yeah, and this is a tough situation for London. I mean, they've been moving, but 3rd and 2nd, Canton are going to be hungry for a stop here.
3rd and 2 from the 35. London probably looking for the screen pass. They are indeed going to go for that screen pass. It's going to be Robert Merrill. It's going to be a 1st down, and a good open field tackle for the Classics.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's just been typical of what Robert Merrill has been able to do here today, you know, to catch that design screen pass and just hit the circle button, so to speak, and just spin to the outside, spin past that first mark and see what happens. And so far it's been all positive developments.
And there's another screen pass. Merrill's kind of spin around to go get it, and that's going to be just a gain of 4. It's going to set up 2nd and 6, and looks like Evan Lacey needed to just go get some water there. He's got a little bit of cramps.
Yeah, a little bit of Gatorade. Hit him with some oxygen in the fans. He'll be back out there.
As Bobby Boucher would say, it's H2O. Come on, man. And you gotta know, right? I mean, it's water over Gatorade. 2nd and 6 here from the 27. Pickler out of the gun. Fires over, and that is going to be tipped away. Incomplete. That was Doc Haggerty, who'd been coming in there for Evan Lacey there with the deflection. Sets up 3rd down.
Yeah, and that's something you got to be happy about. If you're Canton, you know, you lost one of your big defensive pieces, but the guy that came in to play backup is doing about as good a job as you could reasonably expect.
The gun straight formation here. This has been a staple in London's offense for a while. 3rd and 6. All slants it is. Over the middle. Finds Terrence Weary. That's going to be a 1st down past the 20, and London is in the red zone.
And that was just a really good job of countering the pressure by London. You know, Canton sent, by my count, at least 4 or 5 there up on the front line, and it just opened up the middle of the field for London, and that's just a great job anticipating the defensive call.
1st and 10 from the 16. Pickler drops back, looking. Finds LaMichael Kelly there on the outside, and that's going to be a gain of 7. As it's going to set up 2nd and 3 from the 10.
Yeah, little by little for London, you know, we've seen so many yards picked up for Johnny Pickler, and as it currently sits, almost 250. But it hasn't been, for the most part, it has not been these big, you know, air 'em out type passes. It's just been little by little, 5 or 10 yards at a time.
Well, Michael Kelly in the backfield again. That is going to be a handoff to Kelly. He's going to get just past the first down, and even the backups here in London are getting the job done. Kelly with a nice run.
Yeah, and this has really been such a great offensive drive by London. I mean, not only are they, you know, in striking distance of the end zone, but they've done a good job running time off the clock, and that's less time Canton has to make this comeback.
Gun H flex as that is going to be tossed. That is going to be a touchdown. Talon Steele, the tight end. That's the first time we've called his name tonight, and it's for 6.
And Johnny Pickler is the heart of this offensive drive here. Does a great job setting up this pass. I mean, a slant route into what should be double coverage, and he just does such a fantastic job leading Talon Steele in front of this double coverage, and somehow the double coverage doesn't matter. I mean, that is just so typical of what Johnny Pickler has done all season for London, and it's a great job setting up this touchdown.
JT Delaney coming out here to get the extra point. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is good. London taking a lead here, 21-13. Hey, don't leave this broadcast, everybody, without joining our Discord server. There's so much more to do in the SFL than just being a player. Join to check out content of teams and about the league created by the community. Participate in pick'em games, play SFL fantasy football, and test your skills in the survivor pool. To join our server, visit simulationfl.net. Click on the Discord icon in the menu. The SFL community, 2,000 strong. We will see you there. And speaking of the survivor pool, this is down to the final week of the season. And right now, it's all in this game here. If Jack Wall is actually leading this ordeal. So if Jack Wall picked London, so very odd to see you pick against your own team, but if he wins, he wins a little bit of money.
Rose situation here.
Might be a little Pete Rose situation. I don't know, but a lot of money on the line. Regardless, Jack Wall will be getting something out of the ordeal. So 1st and 10 here from the 26. As Canton's offense is going to come out. Curtis drops back, looking over the middle, deflected by Ewing. Oh man, I thought Russell was going to be able to get out there, and he did not. That's going to set up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I thought so too. That was just so high in the air. You would have think he would have just sort of floated over and grabbed it.
Yeah, it just looked like it was going to go right towards Russell there after that deflection by Ewing, but nevertheless, did not work out for him. It's going to set up 2nd and 10. From the 26. Out of the gun. Curtis drops back, looking. Tries to find the open man. He does. That is going to be Jack Wall, speak of the devil, as that's going to be 3rd and 4.
He's doing his best on the field and off of it. And just another instance, what we've talked about Cameron Curtis playing tall ball with Jack Wall in the middle. And that's just so good for him. It's such a useful part of this Canton offense.
And it looks like Curtis is going to take that run there, but it's not going to go anywhere as that's going to set up 4th down.
And we are being told by our statisticians, and this is something to bring up, that this punt by Canton at the start of the half was the first punt of the game, and now this is the 2nd punt of the game.
And that is going to be punted away again there by Breddington James III, as that is going to go out to the 33-yard line. And London's offense will come out once again to see if they could try to extend this lead.
Yeah, and that's really something. This is an opportunity for London, you know, not only to score points, but as I was saying towards the end of that drive, run some time off the clock. You know Canton are a team that love to rally from behind, and so you just got to take as much time off that clock as you can, even if the end result is 7 points.
5 wide set here. Pickler going deep down the middle. That is going to be Fox Highwood. He's going to break the tackle, and he is gone. London with a quick strike, and they go up by 14.
Well, who needs to run time off the clock when you can just strike like lightning down the middle? This is just such a fantastic play by Johnny Pickler, his 4th touchdown pass on the day. And you just see Fox Highland runs the slant route. Just nobody, once he breaks this first tackle, nobody in his way. He turns on the Jets, and he is long gone. What a pass, what a reception, what a touchdown. London defending their home territory with vigor.
And Fox Highland, if you didn't notice on there, Alden, was matched up with Doc Haggerty, the backup corner, who came in for Evan Lacey. So maybe as they were playing press coverage, maybe Evan Lacey's a lot better at the press coverage than Doc Haggerty is. And that right there cost him. High snap there, but JT Delaney's able to handle it. Kick is up, and it is good. So London quickly extends their lead. And if you like this game so far, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There is no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of the SFL or SFLM action, and help the channel grow through your support. Thank you for helping the SFL reach 10 years of operation through your viewership. And SFLM just around the corner, so it'll be exciting to see all these potential rookies coming up and seeing how they play. Be cheering for a few teams this season, Lincoln and Ottawa mainly, just because of guys I know that are going to be the coaches.
Yeah, and it's really, it's such a special system that we have here in the SFL, giving players the opportunity to sort of, get to know how the SFL works before they get thrown into it. And it always ends up being, some good football played in the SFLM.
Power I formation. There's the hands of Robert Johnson. He's not going to break that tackle out of Jacob Creech, even though Russell coming up to help from the safety spot. And that's going to be a gain of 4.
And one of the offensive keys that we said for Canton in this second half is to have Robert Johnson get his run game online. And 4 yards there, he's setting himself up for potentially another run situation here.
2nd and 6 from the 30. 3:30 to go here in the third. Curtis, short drop. And there it is again. William Davidson with the sack. And if you are Canton, please, if you can hear me from up there, please change your philosophy up. Go with the gun or something, because right now, London's defensive line is tearing you apart.
Yeah, and you call this a coverage sack because there was just so much time for the defensive line of London to just break through. I mean, we talk about the 4 combined interceptions of Canton, but how about 6 combined sacks by the London defensive line?
And that is going to be a gun straight all slants throw. That is going to be incomplete. Looked like may have been off the leg of Jack Wall, as that is going to force another punt again. We didn't have any punts in the first half, really, and then all of a sudden now we got like 3.
Yeah, and it's 3 punts in a row on from Canton, and they're going to be looking to regroup. And oh man, it looked like it went off of number 98's posterior region there.
Yep,
but they're going to be looking to regroup and try to turn this around late in the third, ideally, but by the start of the fourth quarter at the very latest.
Yeah, we talked about how good Canton's offense can be in the second half, and right now it's really about London's defense and how they've looked so far in this game. Breddington James III with the punt once again. Weary's going to return that and just get past the 40 up to the 42, so London going to have some good field position here to try to extend that lead even more.
Yeah, and I mean, almost at the 50-yard line. I mean, this is going to be tough for Canton. They're going to have to show some real toughness here.
Robert Merrill, 7 carries for 49 yards showing on there, but 13 catches so far for Robert Merrill tonight for almost 100 yards. Pickler, short drop, looking, slants, finds his target. That is Terrence Weary, but he drops it. Looking like Gronick was there right at the same time. They met together, and the ball falls to the turf, incomplete.
Yeah, and a good job swarming by Canton there on that play. Just reaction is such a big part of defense, and Canton doing a good job of it there.
2nd and 10 from the 42, just under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Looking like they might bring some pressure over on the outside. Pickler drops back. He finds Robert Merrill. That's his 14th catch of the night. He's going to get over 100 yards on that reception as well. And that's going to set up 3rd and 5.
Well, it's starting to feel a bit like a favorite song that you hear at your high school reunion at this point, doesn't it? I mean, Johnny Pickler passes to Robert Merrill on the outside. He hits the spin move and finds some space. And to be fair, that's not to say that it's like cheesy that London are doing it, because it's worked really well for them on offense.
And that's going to be a gun straight 90 all slants. He's going to find his target, and that's going to be a 1st down. And that is going to be Bryce Carter there, the 4th wide receiver there on the catch.
Yeah, and now as we look at the statistics, Johnny Pickler over 300 yards on over 30 completions. I mean, he has been just so important for his offense. You know, not to take anything away from Robert Merrill, but he has really been used more as a receiver today.
There was a bunch of slant routes out there, but they're going to go to Merrill out in the flat, and that's going to be a gain of 5. It's going to set up 2nd and 5.
To my previous point, to put things in perspective, he has run for 49 yards. He has received for 108 yards. And that's really, I think, you know, as you say, former wide receiver, just showing his versatility today.
And there they go again to the former wide receiver, Robert Merrill. He's going to get past the 1st down marker. And like you said, this is the same song you hear at your prom, right? So yeah. I believe that, you know, I heard that Cameron Irvine's favorite song was All Out of Love by Air Supply. Not sure if that's really the case or not, but Canton is going to challenge the spot on the field.
We need some confirmation on that one. I believe Cam's going to throw the challenge flag on that as well.
So we will take a look here as head coach Mike Twinscrew throwing the flag, and I don't know. I think he's got the 1st down.
Yeah, this is so. His knees are up, knees are up, knees are up.
Knees down right there.
Oh man, it's very close. I mean,
forward progress looked like he might have already been there.
I think you got to give it to him.
And looks like it's actually going to be overturned. So
wow,
good challenge there by the head coach Mike Twinscrew.
Yeah, and that is very, very smart football. I mean, you know, it looked like at the time it could have gone either way, but you know, just the vision from the sideline to see that it was not quite over the line, and you need every single millimeter of space you can take if you're on defense.
And that's going to be a handoff there to Robert Merrill. He's going to get that 1st down. Doesn't even matter. And the crowd getting into it, showing their frustrations there. You got to be careful. These guys are all hopped up on bangers and mash.
Absolutely, and Earl Grey tea, yeah. And that's the high test stuff. And you know, we talked about the home field advantage for London, and just the crowd is such a huge part of it.
Power I formation here for the Knights. Going to be a handoff this time to Robert Merrill as Mark Gronick is right there to make the tackle. And that's going to set up 2nd and 6.
Yeah, and London just continuing to march down the field here. Robert Merrill just showing so much versatility. He's able to run, he's able to pass, and they are just showing a complete picture of their ability on offense.
Man, I said bangers and mash, and now I'm hungry, right? A little bit of sausage, a little, you know, there's some gravy on there, if I remember correctly. There's going to be a handoff there to Merrill as he's going to go nowhere. And that's going to be 3rd and 6 here.
If you're going to have mashed potatoes with sausages, you might as well just go all the way and just make like hash browns, right?
Yeah, I mean, you might as well. And that is going to do it here for the 3rd quarter. Get your 4s up in the chat. 4, 12, 68, and 86s. As London with the 2-touchdown lead here, 28-13. We'll be back here from Queensway. And we are back here in Queensway in London, England, the home of the London Knights. Chad Rowan, Alden Bleeker in here in the booth. Stephen Hacker and Top Kiefer in the stats truck for us. And Cameron Irvine on the production, probably listening to that album from Air Supply, as that is going to be a first down there to the 14-yard line for Terrence Weary.
Cam's always struck me as more of a Beatles guy. I don't know why.
You know, he might be more. You know what? He might be a hard rocker.
Oh, that's
like
true.
I can see him being a hard rock guy.
He's listening to Converge the whole time he's producing these shows, just banging Red Bull.
Yeah, you never know. He might be. I would if he. I mean, he's also got the scenario show later tonight. I guarantee he's all hopped up on Red Bull. That's going to be a handoff there to Maryland. Look at the stop there. That was Gary Clem. As he was stopped him in the backfield, it's going to be 2nd and 12.
And just such a big stop by Canton. I mean, London have done such a good job marching down the field here. They're deep into Canton territory, and Canton really looking for a stop. I mean, they would love another interception. That's their dream.
Short drop here by Pickler. He finds Robert Merrill in the flat, and he's going to be able to break one tackle. Doesn't break the second one, as that was Doc Haggerty there, who's been filling in for Evan Lacey, and that's going to be 3rd and 10.
I will say that I would be surprised if there's another opportunity for Canton to get an interception. I think it would be much safer for London to go with these design screen passes to Robert Merrill, where there's no real chance for Canton to get to it.
5 wide set here for the Knights. 3rd and 10 from the 14. Pickler drops back, looking for that corner route. He finds it with Fox Highwind, but it was incomplete. Haggerty was all over him right there. And that's going to set up 4th down. Shout out to Brian Lovelace, BJ Lovelace in the chat. Jack Wall got Must Be the Money on Full Blast in the crib. You're probably pretty accurate. I was, Must Be the Money, all about the Benjamins, like whatever you want to throw in there.
Here comes the money.
Yeah, here comes the money, right? And that is going to set up a field goal here. So Canton's defense actually makes the stop, as that's going to bring out JT Delaney here from the 14-yard line. Good snap, good hold. Delaney up and good from 31 yards. And so London extends their lead here 31-13. And speaking of music, APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. And yeah, I mean, right now, Canton's offense here in the 3rd quarter, we talked about how they were a better second half team. They've been squashed so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And the 4th quarter has been where, over these past 6 games that we've collected statistics from, it's been where they've had the most success, 46 points in the last 6 games, but it's really been London's defense that has stepped up. And, it's as we mentioned at the very top of this broadcast, London are fighting guaranteed mathematically to make the playoffs, but they are looking to improve their standing, to improve their seeding.
Yeah, 1st and 10 from the 24. Curtis, deep drop, tipped away. Oh man, I thought Emmanuel Blackman was going to get that off the deflection. That was incomplete. I'm not sure if Wyo deflected that or not, but good play there by the defense. And so far, Cameron Curtis, only 121 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 picks with a 35 QBR tonight. So the passing offense of the Canton Classics has not been very good. Split formation here out of the gun. Running back to each side of Curtis. He drops back. Pocket, getting ready to start collapsing. He looks at the outside. Finds Mike Twin Screw on what is actually his first catch of positive yardage tonight. That's going to be to the 38.
Are you kidding me? Look at this absolute. Mike Twin Screw has been taking ballet lessons in the off season, because look at this balance, just tiptoe, stays up. Just the core strength and the balance, that is just pure athleticism.
Man, I'll tell you what, London, I think if they weren't up too big, I think they might have been able to challenge that. Twin Screw may not have had his feet in bounds. But let's see here. Curtis, short drop, looking over the middle of Kendra Wells, just right through the hands. Very interesting dilemma there, or very interesting play actually there by Wells.
And to sort of talk about how Canton really are trying to get back on track offensively, Johnny Pickler asked in the chat, has Canton got a first down this half? And according to our statisticians, that pass to Mike Twinscrew is their first down this entire half. So really trying to become less wayward here.
Shout out there to the stat struck Stephen Hacker, top keeper, for that information. On the fly, Jack Russell getting the tackle there. That's going to be 3rd and 4 here for the Classics.
Yeah, and Canton doing a good job moving the ball here, and it's sort of a dilemma. You know, do you trust Robert Johnson to run it up the middle, or do you take a chance on Mike Twinscrew and Kendra Wells, who have been a big part of the passing offense so far?
3 wide receivers set here for the Classics. 3rd and 4. Curtis drop back, and right there again. Look who it is. William Davidson with another sack, and this London front 4 has just been tearing this Classic team apart.
Yeah, exactly. And it's been such a tough day at the office for Cameron Curtis. I mean, he's been getting the passing yards, but just so much pressure on him all day long. I mean, William Davidson, 4 sacks on the day. Cam Frosby, 3 sacks on the day, combined for 7, and 9 tackles for loss between the entire defense. I mean, it's just been such a tough day at the office for the Canton offense.
I'll tell you who's not going to have probably a good reflection of this game is going to be the right guard, Ed Pritchard. He has been abused all night long as he was just thrown down maliciously there by William Davidson on that play. So that's going to bring out the London offense here once again, just under 8 minutes to go. And really, I mean, London could probably just almost be on cruise control here.
Yeah.
If they score here, I mean, this game is probably out of reach.
Yeah, absolutely. And definitely, I believe they're going to be running as much time off the clock as they can.
Pickler drops back, looking, throws on the run. That's going to be to Robert Merrill. That's going to be a loss of couple on the play. And that's going to set up 2nd and 2.
And you know, it's possible that it's just because he and I, you know, share a possession, but I certainly, you know, sympathize with Demetrius Farmer. You know, offensive line is one of those positions where you don't really have your stats recorded all that much, so you're sort of either feast or famine. And days like this, where you really struggle to protect your quarterback, it can be all that much more noticeable.
Gun straight out to Terrence Weary, getting almost to the first down, as that's going to set up 3rd and 1.
You know, it's always nice to get your name called when you throw a savage block that opens it up and, you know, opens up space in the middle or enables a big pass. But, you know, days like this where your quarterback's just eating dirt out of his helmet, you know, it's just something that you got to, you know, pick yourself up and come back next week.
Pickler drops back looking for Merrill. He does find him. He gets the first down a little bit more, as there is a big hit there by King Jamal, as that's going to be first down.
Yeah, and this is a great pitch and catch. I mean, again, you know, we talked about how London really haven't been running the ball all that much. You know, Robert Merrill does have 54 yards and 11 attempts, but they really have been, you know, going in situations where they would pass and instead running design screen passes, or in situations where they would run rather, and instead are throwing design screen passes to Robert Merrill.
1st and 10 from the 43. Pickler, short drop, looking. He finds Merrill again. That is going to be to the outside with a gain of 5. And that will be Merrill's 20th catch of the night.
Yeah, 20 for number 20. How appropriate.
"20 receptions, 123 yards on the night for Robert Merrill to go along with his 11 attempts for 54 yards. So over 180 total yards so far. 187 to be exact for Robert Merrill. Pickler trying to get the line to jump. Doesn't do it. There's an out route right there to Talon Steele. Just going to be just short of that first down marker. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
And that just a great job running the slant route towards the numbers. I mean, this London team has not given up. I mean, they're continuing to fight here. You know, it's almost seems like they're determined to get one more score, you know, improve their strength of victory, you know, whatever the case may be. But they're not content to just have 31 points. They want more.
Pickler drops back. Merrill again with the catch. It's going to be a first down. A little spin move. Another spin move there by Merrill, as that's going to be to the 40-yard line. And normally when it comes to London Night Football, there's one thing I know is that when they play division opponents, they want to just keep their foot on the gas in order to let them know who is still top dog in the division.
Well, yeah, and I you certainly can't fault them for that. You know, it's a winning mentality. It's sort of the idea of if you want your opponent to stop scoring on you, then stop them. You know, sort of thing.
Power I formation here. That's going to be a handoff to Merrill. He's going to get and does not break that tackle. That was Mark Gronick right there on the tackle, the 7th season veteran, a one-time All-Star back in season 15.
Yeah, and that was a great block that he got up front, and not quite able to get past the first line of Canton, but just great blocks being thrown on the run now.
2nd and 8 from the 38. 4:33 to go. Looking like this might just become the Robert Merrill show. Pickler drops back. There he goes to Merrill again as he tries to get to the outside. It's just a gain of a couple. It's going to be 3rd and 5.
And one milestone that we weren't that we did not touch on. Excuse me. Fox Highwind needed 100 yards on the day to hit 1,000. Or needed 88, excuse me, on the day to hit 1,000 yards on the season. He's hit 1,000 yards receiving on the season, so congratulations to Fox Highwind for that.
Yep, congratulations there to Fox Highwind as he is able to get over 1,000 yards. And that Canton's defense there with the stop, and that's going to be 4th down for London, as that will bring out Shane O'Donnell, I believe, for the first time tonight.
And also Robert Merrill. I mean, we've talked about what an important part of the passing offense he's been, but he's been such an important part of the passing offense all season. 1,000 all-purpose yards this season. His accolade here tonight.
And that's a low snap, but they're going to be able to get that punt away. As let's see if they're going to try to down that inside.
Oh,
they do indeed, as a good punt there by O'Donnell as he gets down to the 3-yard line. And that's going to bring out Canton's offense here. They got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, Laura Parkinson, excuse me, says it best in the chat that London have been absolutely savage today. I mean, I think, not to put too fine a point on it, but I mean, I think that's really an appropriate adjective. I mean, just all over them on defense and offense. Canton going to get a chance to try to rally back here, though.
Short drop there, and there it is right there. That's going to be a safety. Cam Frosby there getting into the backfield and getting the sack, and just to add the insult to injury. And Cam Frosby's going to extend this lead here as we talked about. I mean, you got to go with this defensive line and the way that your offense is playing. You have to go in that gun formation, quick throws out or running the ball, because London's defensive line is tearing you apart. 4 sacks for William Davidson, 4 sacks for Cam Frosby.
And it's almost like a race between these 2 members of the London defense to see who can get more.
And that's Van Calia right there on the return, as that's going to be taken to midfield. And, I mean, here we are. London's offense again. They're going to be able to drain this clock. And I got to tell you, I mean, London has looked very impressive so far. They're going to move to 8-4. They've already won the division, right? I mean, let's just call it like it is. So we talked about this earlier in the game, Alden, is they have an outside shot of being a top 4 seed and getting a first-round bye in these playoffs.
Yeah, well, and it all starts with a win. I mean, they've done everything that they need to. Now it's just a case of having the chips fall in your direction, and that can always be tough and scary to, know that you've done what you can, and you just gotta watch the rest of the games and hope they fall your way. But I have to give all credit to London and all credit to Liam Crowder, who has done a fantastic job scouting and coaching his team today.
Yep, 2nd is 6 here from the 46th. Clock is winding down. as Pickler's going to drop back. He finds Merrill in the screen and tries to get a spin move, but Clem was right there and sniffed that one out. And just short of the first down, that's going to be 3rd and 2. So as we alluded to, London is the Division North champions, or the North Division champions. As we hit the 2-minute warning, as London is up by 20 here, 33-13. We'll be right back here on SFL on YouTube. And Chad Rowland and Alden Bleak, you're here in the booth live from Queensway. Stephen Hacker and Top Kiefer in the stats truck. Cameron Irvine producing the game for us tonight. Thank you once again for all your work. The backups are now in as Michael Kelly's going to get the catch there. As that is going to use Canton's first time out. It's going to be 4th down.
Well, we mentioned how, Canton have this season really been sort of a second half team in the games that they win, but Cam Irvine in the truck has just informed us that this has been a 19-0 London run in the second half. So they have done not only a fantastic job on offense, behind the strength of Johnny Pickler and also Robert Merrill, but they have just completely shut out Canton's offense.
Up, and there's going to be a fair catch there from the 13. I mean, as we alluded to, Canton's coming into this game. Canton had the worst passing offense in the league, the worst scoring offense in the league, averaging like 16.6 points a game. Right now they're at 13. So kind of looking like normal Canton offense, it looks like. Cameron Curtis, 16 of 30 with 2 interceptions, no touchdowns, 37.5 QBR. Not going to get it done in the SFL. Curtis once again here with the split set out of the gun. There's a flag on the play. He's just going to throw that to the outside. That's a catch there by Kendra Wells. So good throw and catch there by Canton's offense. That's a rare thing, a first down. And let's see what the call is on the field.
Holding, number 24.
Wow.
Looks like it's going to be defensive holding.
I don't see that much.
Yeah, you don't see that a whole lot there, but that's Jalen Perry, the backup corner, with the hold. And that's going to be first down, Canton. So London taking care of business at home once again. Queensway, one of, if not the toughest place to play in the SFL. Gun straight formation here for the Classics. Curtis drops back. Slant route to Jack Wall. That's going to be a first down and more. And if there's anybody in this locker room in Canton that's going to be feeling good, it is going to be Jack Wall indeed, as the survivor pool pick will end up in his lap. So congratulations to Jack Wall on winning the survivor pool as he catches another one once again here in the middle. And it looks like it may just be gun straight 90-yard slants to Jack Wall all day on this drive. Canton once again drops back, floating it over to Jack Wall.
Goodness.
He's going to get past the 30 to the 29. And looks like there's an entry on the play. Selwyn Lane is down, the defensive end here for London.
That is the not a defensive back. Oh, that is scary. Not seeing someone just flat on their back. Oh man, and yeah, he got thrown up in the air and knocked flat on his back. Hopefully, he just got the wind knocked out of him. It's not anything more serious than that.
Yep, he got tossed around there like a rag doll. Kind of tossed around like the offense here of Canton all night, as London's defense just shut them down. 1st and 10 here, bunch set for the Classics. Press coverage here for the Knights. Curtis drops back, looking for the out route, tipped away, and that's going to be incomplete. That was through the hands of the wide receiver Johnson.
Yeah, and man, it's so hard if you're Canton, because you know it's going to be a hard day for you when you come up against London at home. And they got off the starting blocks pretty well in the grand scheme of things. 4 interceptions and 200 passing yards all told for Cameron Curtis. It's just one of those days where London held on and were so brutal on defense, and they were able to get the ball back time and again, and they were able to put it in the end zone. Johnny Pickler going to end up with around 400 passing yards, 4 interceptions, even despite the 4 interceptions. It's almost like Johnny Pickler got threw up those 4 interceptions. And he was like, okay, I'm going to get a touchdown for each one of those interceptions.
Yeah, Pickler has played very well tonight. Davidson with another sack, so that should be 9 on the day here for London so far, as that's going to be to the out route to Mike Twinscrew, and that's going to be 4th and 8. Where will your team end up in the playoffs? Are you in or are you out? Can you get a first-round bye, and can you clinch a home game? From the makers of the Rick Meter, the SFL Scenario Show revs up for its 20th season tonight at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. After all Saturday games conclude, and breaks down the remaining 16 scenarios entering the final 2 days of the regular season. We will see you there. So special shout out there to Cameron Irvine. I'll talk about that in a minute. 4th down for Canton. They're going to go over the middle. That's going to be a first down, and that's Kendra Wells there on the catch, as Cameron Irvine working overtime today with the 1 o'clock games here, and then all day long with games, and tonight working the scenario show. So shout out to our commissioner, our producer, and our friend Cameron Irvine there for all the hard work going into today.
Truly, a lot of people get called fearless leaders, but I would emphasize the fearless in Cam's case.
So 2nd and 10 here from the 16. 4.5 sacks, what this is showing there for William Davidson. 4 wide set here, 2nd and 10. Curtis drops back, looking, finds Robert Johnson, the running back, and that's going to be just short there. It's going to set up 3rd and 3. They're going to go in a no huddle. 35 seconds to go here in the game. And a lot of good games to be looking forward to tonight, Alden. Obviously, Vegas and Arizona being one of them. And that's going to be a first down there for Kendra Wells. So no huddle here again. 4 wide set. Clock is still ticking. Curtis drops back, looking over the middle, finds his target again. That is Kendra Wells, and Canton's going to use their final timeout.
And that is, yeah, so many games with playoff implications. That game that you see on the ticker there, Minnesota at Sioux Falls, it's going to be very interesting to watch. Minnesota clinching the Central Division with a win, and that's going to be my personal pick as far as what I'm most excited to watch.
Drops back, looking, finds in the end zone the one-handed Jack Wall. He gets all the money, and he gets a one-handed touchdown here for the Classics.
Gonna be a bit of a exclamation mark for Jack Wall on the day. And, Canton really playing for pride on this drive, using all their timeouts to get down the field and just get something out of it. I think it has to be said for Canton that they were really dealt a tough hand all day long. They were dealt a tough hand going into it. They were dealt a tough hand in the first half. They were dealt a tough hand in the second half. And it can be easy to, sort of retreat into your shell when you have a tough day at the office like that. But I think it shows a lot about their character and their ability to improve next season, that they have just stuck in there and stuck with this till the very end, just not giving up even in the most hopeless of situations.
Canton there with the late score. It's going to be 33-20 here with an onside kick. Talking about games tonight to look forward to with playoff implications. Arizona hosting their division rival, the Las Vegas Fury there. That could have some implications in the playoffs. Jacksonville, Louisiana could have implications. God, I can't say it. San Diego Mavericks looking for their 8th win of the season to try to get their first ever playoff appearance in franchise history. So a lot of great games coming up here tonight on SFL on YouTube. So be on the lookout for that. And then obviously later on, after San Diego and Denver wrap up, you will have the scenario show with Cameron Irvine, as it looks like the London Knights will be taking a knee, and that will close out the game here for the Knights, as they will be moving on to the playoffs with an 8-4 record and the division title in their hands. 33-20 is the final score here in Queensway, and when you talk about this game, Alden, it's really just been all London all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Canton putting up a fight, 226 rushing yards, and, getting those 4 big interceptions that were really major defensive contributions, but just falling to London's just sheer offensive power, and falling to, I think, someone that you have to argue is a strong contender for MVP and Johnny Pickler.
Yeah, Johnny Pickler today, 47 of 57, 390 yards, 4 TDs. Did have those 4 interceptions in the first half, looked really good. In the second half, taking that down to 0 interceptions, 82.5% completion percentage tonight, 89.3 on the QBR.
And it's such a character win for London too. And you have to give a lot of credit to you have to give a lot of credit to Liam Crowder for just setting his team up for success. But it was just such a fantastic job by Johnny Pickler to have that tough first half with the 4 interceptions and just come out of the tunnel, knowing that it was going to be a fight if he didn't turn things around, and just took the load on his shoulders as a leader does. And as we said, 19-0 run by London in that second half, completely shutting out Canton besides the field goal.
Yeah, and you got, obviously, one of the big storylines in this game is the front 4 versus the front 4. Let's look at the player of the game, then I'll touch on that point afterward, as it is going to be Johnny Pickler there with the player of the game. And one of the big stories here, Alden, we could talk about this real quickly, 9 sacks tonight for that London defense led by William Davidson and Cam Frost.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talk about the 4 interceptions, but as good as the offense was for London, I think the defense was even better. That's what we're going to remember about this game in the long run.
All right, and that will do it here in Queensway. Thank you to Stephen Hacker and Top Key for the stats, and Cameron Irvine. For Alden Bleeker, this is Chad Rowland. We will see you next time on SFL on YouTube.